people, my name is Ziyamullah and welcome to yet another video on Yes We Can. Guys, do you know the most important elements that actually defines your level of success is how much have you achieved in your life? How much do you make? How much wealth do you possess? What is your network? How much people respect you in this industry, and how many of them look at you with a lot of inspiration and admiration. But we all know to reach this particular position, you need to toil very hard. You need to struggle very hard. And above all, you need to possess certain skill sets that takes you to this position of being successful. One of the most important skill set that you definitely need to possess if you really want to be successful is very strong determination. Yes, today's video is going to revolve around this particular skill set on how do we possess strong determination. For this, I'm going to share an incredible, very inspirational story of a young man who actually set up an example for others on anything can be achieved if you are really determined. So this story is not very old. The story is somewhere in 2018, 5 years ago, not an old story. So this story is about a young man. His name was Walter Carr, 20 years old. He was 20 years old and he didn't have a big family. He used to live with his mother. Unfortunately, during the Hurricane Katrina in the US, his house was completely damaged. So he had to move out to another location. So he and his mother moved out to Alabama. Alabama is one of the states in the United States of America. And he had just passed his college. He was 20 years old, but he was really looking for a job because he wanted to survive. He wanted to give a beautiful life for his mother, but he did not have money. Coincidentally, there was this company in Alabama which was called as Bellhops, a movers and packers company, and there was a position open in this particular company. The position was to load and unload of luggage into the trucks. So movers and packers is that particular industry which helps people to relocate and they do all their shifting, the luggage, everything. So this guy hopped onto the opportunity immediately. He went to the location, Bellhops, and he got himself interviewed and he was selected. He was shortlisted. So the manager at work, he said, "How soon can you start the job?" He said, "Sir, I'm in need of money. I can start from tomorrow itself. I'll join tomorrow morning." So the manager said, "Fair enough, very good. So why don't you reach to the site directly, not to the organization, but to the site, because they were scheduled to do some unpacking and shifting of a family in Alabama." But this guy, he lived 20 miles away from that particular site. 20 miles is approximately 32 kilometers if we want to count. 32 kilometers away from the site. And this guy had a very old car. So he said, "Okay, no problem. I'll reach the site at 8:30 in the morning. Done. I'm going to start my job from tomorrow." The manager was happy. This guy was extremely happy, extremely delighted because he finally got a job. So he went back home to give this good news to his mother. And when he reached home, he was just about to park his car. His car broke down. So when I say broke down, I mean to say it stopped working. There was this engine failure. and all the smoke was coming out of the bonnet, and he was like very shocked to look at this. And then when he opened the bonnet, he could find that it was completely broke down. So he tried his level best, but he could not start his car. Then this guy was in a kind of a situation to what to do, because he had already promised that he's going to start his job tomorrow morning, and the site was approximately 32 kilometers away from his house, and his car was broke down. So for one moment, he decided to pick up that phone and make a call to the manager saying that, hey, you know what, my car has broke down, so I won't be able to start from tomorrow. So he was about to make that call, but he did not make that call because he desperately needed that job, and he thought, if I make that phone call to the manager and tell him that I won't be able to start from tomorrow, I would lose my job right on the first day. So he made some phone calls to his friends to see if somebody was ready to lend him their car, but no luck. Nobody was ready to help him. So this guy decided that no matter what happens, I am going to reach there 32 kilometers at 8:30 in the morning, no matter what happens. So he decided that I'm not going to make that phone call and cancel my job, but I am going to actually walk. I'm actually going to walk 32 kilometers to reach my job. That was my first day. So he actually, set up an alarm. See, 32 kilometers he calculated. So the map showed that it would take somewhere around 8 hours for him to reach the exact location. So he set up an alarm for 12 in the morning. So he immediately, he took his dinner, he slept, and sharp 12 o'clock, he packed his bag, put on clothes and jackets, and he actually started walking at 12 in the morning. Kept walking. He was absolutely tired. His legs were shaking, but he had a strong determination about, no matter what happens, I have to walk because it is my first day at work tomorrow. So he walked around somewhere 15-16 kilometers. By the time it was around 4:30 in the morning. So he was walking non-stop for 4.5 hours. 4:30 in the morning, and this guy was alone on the road walking, started brisk walking. He was extremely tired. The moment he was walking ahead, he could hear the sirens of police vans. See, typically during nights, police are on a patrol because they want to keep that place safe. So a police car was actually following him for approximately 5 minutes. The police were extremely suspicious because they had never seen this guy before in that particular town, and he was carrying a bag and he was walking and he was brisk walking. So there was little suspicion on that. So the police approached him and pulled him over, and they stopped him. So when the police stopped him, this guy started, actually crying. He told the police that I am no criminal. Please don't stop me. Let me walk because I want to reach the site by 8:30 in the morning. I'm halfway done. I still have to walk another 15-16 kilometers. The police were shocked and they asked him multiple questions. That's the job of police, right? They want to make sure that nobody is a criminal, right? So they asked him multiple questions, and then this guy, he told them his story. He told them that this is what happened. My car broke down. I wanted to, get this job, so I'm walking towards the site. So the police were absolutely speechless. They were so impressed with this guy's story that, strong determination, no matter what happens, no excuses, I have to reach my place. They actually offered him help. It was 4:30 in the morning. They took him to a restaurant closer by. So typically in the US, most of the diners are 24 by 7. So 4:30 in the morning, they took him to a restaurant very close by. They fed him, and it was 5 in the morning. So the police officer said, it's still 10-15 kilometers for you to reach the position, to the location. So why don't we drop you so that you don't have to walk any further. So around 5:30 in the morning, they dropped him to the location. So it was somewhere, he was at his site place, first day of his job, in the position, in the location, quite early, before 8:30. So it was around, so he waited there. So it was around 6 o'clock in the morning when this guy reached the site with the police, of course. And the police actually rang the bell of the family who were about to get their luggage shifted to another city. So this woman, her name was Jenny. Okay, so Jenny opened the door, and she was surprised to see police at her doorstep at 6 in the morning. And she inquired, like, what is the problem all about? So the police, described her the entire story of Walter Carr, and the story doesn't end here. This woman was so impressed with Walter Carr. She said, hey, it's 6 o'clock in the morning right now. It's still 2 hours for your colleagues to come here, pack and load into the truck all the luggage. So you still have 2 hours. So why don't you, go to my guest room and take some rest? You have been walking all night. But Walter said, no, I'm early. Let me start working right now. I've taken my food. I'm not tired enough. It is my first day of the job, and I'm supposed to be on training on the first day of my job. So he said, I'll start, packing the stuff. And by that time, my colleagues reach here by 8:30 in the morning. It will, take us less time to load all the luggage into the truck. This woman, Jenny, was so impressed that she decided that no matter what happens, this is a poor guy. Walter is a poor chap. So I need to somehow help him to get a car. So what she did, this is a real story. What she did, she went on to Facebook and she narrated the entire story of Walter Carr, and she tried to raise some funds from her network so that she could collect that fund and give it to Walter, so that Walter can actually repair his car so that he doesn't have to walk 32 kilometers. So she started, posting it on the social media, and her target was to raise somewhere around $2,000. But by the evening, by 6 o'clock in the same evening, she was actually able to raise $32,000 for Walter Carr. Incredible, right? Absolutely incredible. So this guy had such an impression, such an impact on others with his story of strong determination, that people were so impressed with his story that they actually raised $32,000. Then this woman, she transferred the money to Walter, and Walter was so humble, said, no, I really don't, want this particular money. It's too much money for me. So he just took $2,000 and he wanted to repair the car. Rest of the amount, you'll be surprised to know, rest of the amount he actually donated to his college. Look at this, guys. Look at this. He just took $2,000 to repair the car, and the story hasn't ended yet. There's still more in the story, but rest of the money he actually donated to the college that he studied. and I'm going to come to that little later. He could have easily taken that money. If he could have taken that money, he perhaps would have not even needed that particular job, because he could have given a very good life for some time, at least for his mother. But he decided to donate it to the college that he studied. But by this time in the evening, the CEO of Bellhops, the CEO of that organization, got to know about this story. And he was so impressed that he actually came into his own car and he just took the keys of his car, went to Walter and handed over the keys of his own family car to Walter as a token of appreciation for the amount of determination that he showed to show up on the first day of job. By this time, this guy was a celebrity by the evening. Everybody was talking. The social media was talking about Walter Carr. Why everybody was talking about him? Walter Carr had no clue when the CEO of Bellhops actually came to him and handed over his own car. He was in tears. He started crying, and when people asked him, you are so successful, you are a celebrity, he said, I have done nothing special, I just walked. These were the actual words of Walter. I just walked because I was determined that no matter what happens, kuch bhi ho jaye, I am going to reach to my position, to my location on the first day of the job. Let's go back 8 hours, 10 hours ago. He could have easily picked up his phone, made that phone call to the manager saying that, hey, you know what? My car just broke down, so I won't be able to join tomorrow. I will join once my car is up. He could have done that. It would have taken him just a couple of seconds to do that. Or he could have just not decided to walk. He could have said, you know what? Let the money come. I'll repair my car and I'll get another job maybe. But what did he do? He decided that no matter what happens, I am going to reach to my site because it is my first day of work. No excuses at all. And that particular skill set actually made him really, really successful. Now, what happened with those $30,000? Let's come back to that. He actually donated it to the college, and today, as we speak, the college has a scholarship under the name of Walter Carr as a token of appreciation for the level of determination that he possessed. So, let's be Walter Carr. If you really want to be successful, let's be Walter Carr. Let's possess that strong determination skills. Typically, how does our day look like? Our day looks like we have this work, A, B, C, D. Let's procrastinate. Let's do it at some other time. No. If you really want to be successful, if you really want to be in that category of successful people, you need to possess strong determination. And if that is something that you start possessing, believe me, nobody on this earth can stop you to be really, really successful. So, let's be Walter Carr. Let's be determined. Let's be completely determined for today. Let's get our job done no matter what happens. No excuses. So with that thought, I'll sign off for the day, and I hope this particular inspirational story will help you to be more successful when it comes to strong determination. So with that thought, I'll sign off and have a wonderful, wonderful, determined day. Take care. Bye-bye.